Hello, my Cudi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
A speedy welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio, 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. I am KiNG JAMES YiYE. I'm not alone. I'm with
Jennifer Ikpila.
Terwase Aya-mnger.
So as you must have heard on our news, today is the International Day of Charity, and it is marked on the day that Catholic nun and missionary Mother Teresa died. That's the 5th of September 1997, and she was 87 years, meaning that she was born in 1910. And what people may not know is way back around 1937 or so, she became a nun already. Wow. So that's so many years doing charity work. Yeah, so Mother Teresa, it's more like Mother Teresa Day.
It should be, because if that was Nigeria, I would have declared some kind of international day for a national day rather.
Yeah, I think everybody recognizes Mother Teresa.
Across all religions.
Yeah. So this morning, International Day of Charity, we'll be looking at the act of giving. And of course, volunteering is also part of it. So the act of giving, they call it philanthropy.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to be looking at that as well. And yeah, the act of giving. I'm trying to see, people are saying when you give, you don't talk, but of course you should be talking. I think people have justified it that when you talk, you inspire others to give.
Like blow your trumpet.
Yeah. So philanthropy is not something bad. I mean, if you are talking about it so that somebody else may want to also, give. So the act of giving, which is charity. Sometimes when I hear giving to charity, I feel there's just one girl somewhere called Charity that everybody takes everything to her, but it's just giving to the needy.
Yeah.
So how easy or otherwise is it giving?
It's not that. It's not that easy, especially when what you want to give is what you prize so much that you want to have. It's yours. You want to give, but I think it's a sacrifice, a bigger sacrifice that what you value much, like maybe your best clothes. I think if you wake up today, like if you ask King James to stop wearing shorts, and then you start wearing trousers only every day. They give out his shorts, and it's very, very expensive, nice shorts. That would be a problem for him. Same problem with me and other stuff. It's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to give out what you value for yourself much more than what you don't.
So
value.
Jennifer, is it all about giving what you value? Must it be what you value? You can give something else.
You can't give anything. The act of giving itself is a thing of the mind. Yeah, people are born to be givers. It's inherent in them. Yeah, it doesn't mean you must give something valuable for me. Yeah, you just sharing what you have, maybe just a little of whatever you have, with somebody who is maybe vulnerable or you feel
it's needy
at the time. Yeah. So just sharing.
Right. So, if I give something to the IDP camp, for instance, it mustn't be that expensive wristwatch because
No.
they don't need it.
No.
They don't need my expensive wristwatch now.
Yeah,
No.
it
They
will
don't
make sense
need
to
my
them.
Skechers.
No. And
Yeah.
and giving starts from, like we said, they say charity begins at home. Yeah. So if they say charity begins at home, from your within where you stay, your neighborhood, you can't just fly and give something to the IDP camp. You're surrounded, maybe one or two persons around that you feel are in need. What have you done for them?
I disagree. I disagree with that because if I have my neighbors and they are in no need, and sometimes even if
and,
you
they,
know
and they don't even appreciate it.
exactly, sometimes even if they need what you are giving them, but if you take it to IDP,
So
camp,
how do
they're
you
going
know
to,
they're going to
appreciate-
say that?
because you know their behavior around you.
The attitude shows you. Gratitude shows in somehow. You don't have to say thank you.
I heard even those at the IDP camps, some of them, they show ingratitude.
Yeah,
Wow.
Like, yeah, they talk down on items given to them.
Wow.
that means they are not in need.
Even those at IDP, yes, some of them, they feel they deserve more. It's not, they didn't force themselves to the camp, so they are entitled. They feel entitled to the government, to the people, to take care of them.
And that's funny enough. That's what Mother Teresa overcame. She didn't even mind who appreciated what she did or not, and overcame and gave to everyone.
Right, so you can call us now 08084275464 080842754. International Day of Charity. Does it matter whether you give the needy and they don't appreciate it? Do you give in the first place? How easy is it to give? It's a day to encourage and mobilize people to give. So call us and say something about giving. Yeah, you were saying
so
something.
if you want to look at whether somebody appreciates or not, you may not give. You may end up not giving.
Yeah.
If you look right, even in the Bible, you saw that Jesus will help somebody. Okay, he healed like 10 people, and just one person came back to say thank you.
The 9 went away.
Yeah, so the 9 went away. So that's from where it started that, these people don't even appreciate. So
Hello, good morning.
Morning, my good people.
morning.
morning.
Asking Stephen.
Yeah, who's on the line?
This is Isaac, aka Tobiki, calling from Aganto Gate.
Morning,
Okay,
Isaac.
go ahead.
Yeah. Act of giving is from the blood. If you are not born like that, people will not force you to give. Because people are born to give. If you are not born to give, you will not give. Even people are in need around you, you will not give. Like me, for instance, if I see anybody suffering, even if I don't have, I will go and plead with you that, Kai, this was situation. How I wish if I have anything, I would have at least share with you. But other people don't have that in them. Even they see people suffering, they don't care. And another thing you people have said, there's no need of saying I give somebody something and he didn't appreciate. There's no need of saying someone must appreciate. If you have anything to give person, give. Whether he neglects the give, it's less for him. You have done the charity work. God like a cheerful giver. So don't bother yourself whether the person appreciates or not. Thank you.
Kai, me, I will bother.
No,
I'll bother myself.
I think that's the true nature of giving. You give without anything in return. That's charity. Giving without expecting anything in return.
Yeah.
And anything involves even the appreciation.
Yeah.
You're just giving. You're just being selfless.
Yeah.
Lie, I will not agree.
Then that is
because
not charity.
it is, but you should. Why did Christ
Because-
bother to ask about the others that they didn't come back to thank
Charity
him?
has no expectations.
Why did he expect them to
Hello.
thank him? Hello,
Yeah,
good morning.
hello.
Morning,
Morning. Speak out, please.
Brother.
Tell us your name.
Peter from North Bank.
Right, Peter.
Okay.
Morning, Peter.
Yes, I think giving is love. When you have the love of Christ, the spirit of giving will be inside of you. And like I hear somebody said, you give out what maybe you don't value. When anything you give out that you don't value is not a true giving. It is that which you value that you give out, that which you give out and you feel the pains, that is a true love. So anything given out must come out of love. If you have it in you, you can have. You know, the hand that is raising up, it is the heart that is communicating the hand to raise up. There is something on the ground you want to pick. It is the heart that will communicate the hand to pick that thing on the ground. The moment the heart is out of that material which you are holding in your hand, the material will fall apart, will fall away. So giving comes from the heart. You don't just pick something and then give it to somebody. It is from the heart. Once the heart gives, the heart will now demonstrate. So I encourage people that giving must not come out of appreciation. You are giving. The Bible says what the right hand is doing, let the left hand not be aware of what the right hand is doing. So when you give out of love. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm disagreeing with him again on 2 points. Giving that you must give what you value. I mean, you have value for everything. For instance, you are no longer wearing a shirt that you've kept aside for so long. You may have value for it or not because you're not going to put it on. So is it wrong to give that one?
But why is the shirt kept? Why do you keep it?
Of course, you keeping it does not mean it has value for you at that point. Then the other thing he's talking about left hand and right hand.
Yeah.
If we are here today talking about the International Day of Charity, it is to encourage, sensitize, and mobilize people to give. So you can mention people who have been giving. You can mention Reverend Father Solomon Mfaokeyima, for instance, doing a lot of good things at the IDP camp.
Yeah, sure.
You can mention Teresa. You can call her Tessie at CYE.
Yeah.
She has a home for the elderly.
Elderly.
Yeah. So you can't say you shouldn't mention this. The aim is to encourage.
Yes.
So people say when you are giving, when you are going out to give, don't keep your camera at home. It's not all the time. If I snap what I'm giving and I come back and mobilize my friends on Facebook, wouldn't they give?
Yeah, it's not. I think it's not just boosting your ego, your image as a person, but also encouraging, trying
Others to give.
Stink some other persons to see if they can do.
And I'm looking at famous quotes from Mother Teresa now.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. The first one here is she is saying, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. We have a caller here.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yes.
It's Gabriel calling from Makodi.
Welcome, Gabriel.
Please speak up.
Yes, your topic this morning about charity. Charity is done out of...
Please, your voice is too low for broadcasts. Raise it a bit.
It doesn't necessarily have to be giving. Charity doesn't necessarily have to be giving. It can be charitable by helping others in various ways. And you don't have to advertise charity because you don't need to convince people to give.
Yeah.
Some may give and they may have their reasons for giving. Maybe because they want something back. It may not be the same thing they're giving out. But charity itself is not necessarily giving, and it is just helping out. And helping out, you mustn't give. You can help out by maybe providing a means of survival for somebody.
That means you are giving a service.
Yeah.
You're giving a
Yeah.
service.
It's
If it is not material thing. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, no, for calling. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I think giving, you give time to something. You can offer a service, then financially or any materialistically. So all these are acts of giving.
Yeah.
I can decide to go and help somebody, my neighbor who is sick, to sweep
The
his or her compound,
yeah.
and I'm giving
That's
my
not
time.
money. Yeah.
That's
And
the-
your energy as
and my
well, yeah.
energy, that's what I would have used to do my own personal thing. So giving encompasses a lot of things.
Yeah. So it's not just carrying an old
Old-
or rag
To give.
to give. Yeah.
Once
Giving
you
your
give time, yes.
And that's why we're saying volunteering is part of it.
Yeah.
And so acts of charity, they just involve all those ones. But people are saying that it's something you are born with.
Yes.
So why are we here sensitizing people? Because it means that even if you're a very stingy person that you don't give, we can convince you, we can change your mind today. Don't you think so?
It is, yeah, it is. I think giving, like you said, is inherent. If you call kids together and give them biscuits, you request it back. You say that some will withdraw, you don't want to give, and some will gladly share.
So what do you do at that stage?
And so at that
You
stage,
encourage the
you
other ones.
encourage. Yeah, you encourage. Maybe when you collect, you clap for the one that gives. Then the other one feels bad and wants also to be appreciated.
Exactly.
And then that's how they start learning how to give.
Exactly. So it's the same thing with adults that are listening to us now. If you've never given, you can start.
Yes. Or you feel if you give, you must be appreciated. Just give and don't expect.
If you're giving from your heart,
Heart.
Jenny, if you deeply from your heart, you don't even expect appreciation after that.
I disagree.
You know,
I
like
disagree.
some
You-
human,
No, King James.
some receivers.
If I give like from my heart and I turn my back, who are you appreciating?
some receivers have this entitlement mentality. They feel, okay, my boss here, King James, is a millionaire, multi-millionaire, and he should give me big. They don't appreciate that what else is giving them.
So if he gives you $100 this morning after the show, 100 naira this morning, and he doesn't
there was
watch to see her
let me tell you,
reaction.
there was a time one of my friends approached me that she needed some help.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I could offer her 2,000 naira, and her response was cold.
Yeah, she expected
Wow.
She
more.
expected more.
Oh.
She felt I should give her more. So people don't even want to care. They just feel you should do more.
I gave a thief man 100 naira in Boko sometime in 2009 or 8, I think 2008. He
was
was
big money
sweating.
then.
Yeah, he was sweating in the sun and all of that. And I offered him 100 naira, and he told me in thief that on the wasu sa to young yam ball daily. You know,
He valued this so
that God should keep me so that someday I will value him for more than 100 naira. And I was in mint.
But he hadn't that at that point.
You understand? So at that point, it's hurtful because I give you my money and you are thinking it's nothing, and you
nothing.
didn't work for me. It's International Day of Charity, the act of giving. Can you give? Do you give? Can we make you give? Call now 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. What are you doing to your children now? Are you encouraging them to start giving or to learn how to give, or the adults around you? What are you doing? Going back to Mother Teresa's quotes, the first one was, as she says, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. And then she says, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. That's a difficult one, right? If you judge people, you have no time to love them.
Yeah,
So perhaps
That's what we're saying.
Yeah,
about
giving and not expecting.
and expecting gratitude.
Yeah.
Because not everybody would do that, and maybe you may feel, oh, they don't deserve it, and it may hinder you from even helping at all.
Yeah. So one other one that I'm looking at here and I love, she says, if you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. Yeah. What do you understand by that?
And one
That is, no matter how little you have, you should always
Hello.
share. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, who's on the line?
Peter from North Bank.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. You talking about giving and expecting appreciation in return. You know, the Bible says there is nothing you have on earth that you were not given. Whatsoever a man have is given by God. So you must, in turn, give it out. You are giving out not because you want appreciation, but you are giving out because you too you have been given. So it has to be a rotational something. So as you are giving out, more is coming back to you. So you don't judge people based on their character when you are giving. You are giving out because you want to have more. So please, this is a matter of we are giving to receive. For what we have is also given by somebody, which is God. Thank you.
All right. So the point here is we are trying to encourage, right?
Yes.
But sometimes where it doesn't work is if you begin to make it look like, oh, you were giving, you must give, and the person decides not to give. What do you do? What do you do at that point?
I don't think
That's why we said giving is inherent. Not everybody is a giver.
Yeah.
There are some people, no matter what they have, they don't bother. They don't
But
have
do you
empathy.
believe you can? People listening to us, as I said, the most stingy of them, maybe the president of Stingy Men Association of Nigeria, listening to us. Do you think we can convince them on International Day of Charity today to start giving?
Yes, we can.
Exactly.
We can convince them. You mustn't give money Some people feel giving is about money, but it mustn't be money. Your friend needs help.
Yep.
You can help out, maybe give time. You can even attend one or two of their events to see if you can help them. So the idea of giving, when you talk about giving, it must be money. No, it mustn't be money. And then it mustn't be what you're done with.
See, we're talking, let's not mix this. Your friend who has so much money and is throwing a party, if you go and help them, that is not what we're talking about. I hope that's not what you're saying. We're talking about the needy here.
No, I don't think she means that. She's talking about someone who has, you know, that you have a lot of money, you are like, you know, throwing a party or making a lot of noise about it. But
what I'm saying is I am not going to give a neighbor my time because they're organizing a party and I'm going to help them sweep. They are not in need.
No, that's not relevant to
exactly.
To
so we're talking about people in need.
Yeah. That is your friend.
This need, the needy we're talking about here are poor people and the destitute. Yes,
vulnerable. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So, if you look at what Mother Teresa is saying, that if you can't feed 100 people, feed just one. Because that's a very strong statement.
Because you can't find 100 people and put them together to feed just one person that is hungry. You don't know how that is going to impact on that single person. To expand to his or her family.
So again, maybe going to IDP camp, for instance, and you pick up just a child.
Yeah.
Put in school and train.
You try to train them if you can, or even feeding them. Let's say you don't even have enough to train them in school, but you make sure that they have at least one meal a day.
Yes.
So if others, because a lot of people here can do that. So if you pick up one person and you're doing that, it means you are not looking out for 100 people.
Yes.
But the act of charity begins
from that single person.
Small giving, which is saying that not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Yeah. So it's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. It's International Day of Charity. And on September 5, 1997, the Catholic nun and missionary, that's Daughters of Charity, she died as Mother Teresa, and that's the day the United Nations came together to declare and commemorate as International Day of Charity. You can call it Mother Teresa Day if you like. But of course, you should be giving. So if you are bearing the name Teresa and you're not giving, do you think they should change the name?
That's funny. No, that's my late mother's name.
Was she giving?
She was. She gave until her death. On the last day I left, I wrote my last paper, history, why I came back home expecting. She promised to boil yam for me and keep very fresh palm oil for me to eat, which is one of my favorite meals. I got home and I slept off because I've been overreading because of exam, only to wake up in the morning. The wailings of women around the compound, those she was leading as a group leader. I can't. She was Teresa.
Right. So Mother Teresa also says, I can do things you cannot. You can do things I cannot, but together we can do great things. So, as I said, at IDP camp, for instance, if you are able to feed one child and someone else is able to take care of their health, Fadamfa is able to cut their ringworm infested hair, and all of that, it means we can do stuff. You know, we have done things at the IDP camp. I collected stuff from my friends all over, and I went giving them. When the floods came and people were displaced, my friends sent stuff. I think we still have stuff here for the IDP camp. That's still there that people brought. They're still there. So you can still bring. So that is what Mother Teresa is also saying here. You may not have that time to go there, or you don't know where to go and start from, but if you can come here and give us,
we can help you.
We can help you. Just imagine people around like Judges Quarters area now. Maybe we don't have, somebody will bring empty crates first, then other people around the street will bring one egg, for instance. At the end we'll have crates of eggs to take it to IDP camp.
And then if we check our homes, from electronics, from clothing, kitchen utensils, you see that there are so many things you're not even using again, or you don't even need them. I feel you don't need them. somebody else needs them. I think if we
And
just
they'll be valuable to those
valuable
people
to those
and
persons.
appreciated.
Yeah. I saw on the internet the other day in UK they took some household items and people kept them in front of their houses for those who need them to pick up. Yeah, so
Wow.
but
It
I don't
doesn't
think
happen. That's
it
not
doesn't.
our culture
It
here.
can't happen here.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not our culture because
they will interpret it differently.
exactly, and somebody goes to say that get what you can afford. Besides, if you do that and they go and connect it and maybe just a fuse is blown instead of them to fix it. They will say all sort of things. So that is not our culture.
Yeah.
And they say
it's not going
a
to
piece
apply.
of cloth, a very fine gown
Yeah.
from a lady, and they say, okay.
But-
this one-
What I'm trying to say is, if you have items, like for me, I check my house after a period of time. Anything I need, but I'm not even using, even clothes, I give it out.
Well, that's an act of charity if
Yes.
you can do that.
Yes.
Today is International Day of Charity. Is also the day that Mother Teresa died in 1997, and it's being marked here. You can call 08084275464. That's 08084275464. It's extra speed. And we look at this act of charity. That's the act of giving. It could be your time, it could be your money, it could be what you are not using. Here we have an IDP camp, and it's been there for years. What have you done? Maybe not even going all the way to IDP camp, but beginning in your church. When you go to church and some people are hungry, do you give anything to them? If you're Catholic, St. Vincent de Paul is always
Exactly.
knocking that drum there. Donate to the poor, give to the
Exactly.
poor.
it's what I even wanted to
Hello. Yeah. Good morning.
I'm Teresa calling from Leicester.
We have Teresa here. Please turn down the level of your radio, the volume.
Okay.
Okay, go on.
I'm Teresa about giving. I like giving, and giving is a good thing. Sometimes, like, some people don't like giving because when they give, the people they are giving show ingratitude. So that is the most reason why most people don't like giving.
So, Teresa, when you give, do you expect people to tell you thank you? Or do you just give and you forget whether they tell you thank you or not?
But the thank you also makes the person who is given to be more eager to give the person the best side.
Okay. Thank you, Teresa. Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
That's
We have a caller.
Teresa of the
Yeah,
day.
so you see, actually appreciation, they say, spurs somebody to do more for you. Even God, we pray every day, thank you for waking us up. That's appreciation.
Yeah.
Every day
And
we
he
do
expects
that. And he
it.
expects it. Yeah, so it's actually for receivers, please, it's actually very important that we thank whoever is giving, because most times it's sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah.
It's extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM International Day of Charity, and you can call 08084275464. That's 08084275464. Tell us if you give and how you can actually convince people to give. Perhaps Peter from North Bank was also talking about the benefits of giving. When you give, you receive. Perhaps this is what you need to emphasize for people to know. But I think it's a difficult one if we are saying it's inherent. So those guys that their fists are glued, they use iodide, and even their services they're not going to offer. I can't sit here and tell you if it is easy. That's why I was asking you guys if it is possible for us to convince people to start giving, and I think it is possible. Maybe not telling them the good side of it, but you just feel good inside of you that you've given something. Mother Teresa once said that give until it hurts. That one is a difficult one.
Would it hurt if you are truly given? Like,
But she said it, so
That's giving
that means
you
that
to
means
your last card.
Exactly.
That means it will never
And-
really hurt if you are giving.
But anytime you give to that point, I think you get more actually. For me, I've ever given my last card and it happened like a miracle. I got something.
Something back, where
Yes.
you've emptied yourself.
Yes.
So people should give their last card and expect. Is it
Yes.
possible?
Okay, what happened was I have this in my former apartment, there was this orphan that was my neighbor. He was alone in his house. Yeah, his parents are all dead and he's just alone. He's only male and he's alone. His sisters are out. So he collapsed in the house and there was nobody that was ready to come through for him. So I used my last card to convey him to the hospital and they started treatment. I didn't even know how I was going to get money, but somehow I got money while he was still in the hospital bed. So I felt
of course, sometimes it happens immediately, sometimes it doesn't, but that's just the truth. It's not easy to necessarily convince people who don't have the heart of giving to give.
Yes.
Because they value their things so much. You keep them and they value their time as well. So sometimes it's not that easy, because if you begin to analyze it, come on, it's not that easy. But what I'm disagreeing about publicity and all of that is, we are living in a world that information is key. Humans do communicate. So when you give, you can let others know, and they can do it, I think.
Morning. Please,
good morning, the panel is there. Good morning, King James.
Good morning.
Yes, Engineer Sunday calling from the bank.
Okay.
Engineer, good morning.
Mark Codiet, talking about giving charity. Yeah, I think I have a challenge. Let give us. It is good to give. In fact, it is good to give, but let us not have the mindset that I'm giving because I want to receive. Let us have that mindset. Just give freely. The Lord knows how to reward you. If you need to have in mind, I want to give because I want to receive. What if you don't receive? You'll be disappointed. So the main aim for our giving is not that we should receive back. Yeah, the Bible says so, but let's just give freely. Help the needy. In fact, if you touch life, you yourself will be elevated naturally without even expecting it. What is the essence of your living? Ask yourself, why am I on earth? Are you here only for yourself? If you're here only for yourself, you cannot even enjoy life. So the Bible says, you always have the poor among you. So if God raises to his status, so that it can also affect lives. So let's make it a point of duty, naturally, that we should help the needy. Not necessarily intention that let me give. God, you see me, I don't give, I make you reward me. No, that is insulting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like I was saying, when you give and it hurts, most times you get blessed. Although you're not expecting. It may come not then, but maybe later on. But then it works for you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's Stephen Teresa. I want to say something
about
this.
You calling us from?
It's Teresa. She called it. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I'm saying about this charity of it. In these days, this giving, some people have changed. They have totally changed the concept of this charity. Some people will say that give what you have to get what you want. That is how they are doing it these days. So, what I want to tell them is that please don't let them not be giving what they have for what they want. Give because you want to give. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so it's almost like what Engineer Ikpila is saying. But you see, there is also a thin line there. Because for people who are not giving, and you know that this is my friend right from secondary school, if she has 3 pens and one doesn't even have one to write exam, but this girl would rather keep, or this boy would rather keep their own without giving. So as a fellow student and friend, you'll be saying that, see, Jennifer, be giving, when you give, be giving when you give, and you'll be blessed, or you'll receive blessing. At that point, that's what you're trying to convince them about. So if they begin to imbibe it, it becomes part of them. And perhaps that's where you were saying that beginning with little children at home, you see that when you share, can't you see how mommy will buy more things for you, something like that. So at the back of their mind, at that point, you want them to know that when you give, you receive. But they are saying that when you now grow and you become an adult, don't take your last card, for instance, saving a life, knowing that if I do, my account will swell up. Because at that point, if it doesn't, you're going to be disappointed.
I think also for some people, for some persons, what you got from home, like Jennifer said, from the child, like you just said now, King James as well, the child learns from home, but what experience did he or she encounter along the line before becoming an adult that changed his or her mind? Sometimes some experiences just like, let me say, just change the whole orientation that you had from home.
Yeah.
Between 15 to 20, you had some very bad encounter. That it changes everything that your parents taught you.
Exactly. It happens because sometimes, I mean, we're still human. So if you did something to somebody and you expected maybe a small thank you and they never gave you, you begin to feel like people are ingrates, then you will stop. So, but people who give like Mother Teresa, the emphasis is that you shouldn't look back.
Exactly.
So that is where they are emphasizing that don't
Just be a giver.
Yeah, just give.
Yours is just to share.
Yeah, if they don't come back to say thank you, don't even ask them. Like Jesus asked the other guy. The whole of the 9 left, right? Out of the
Just
10.
one.
So
Yeah,
probably he was expecting a thank you from the rest of them.
Perhaps.
Even though he knew their location as God, he knew where they were. He knew they wouldn't come back because he knew their will already.
All right. So back on Facebook here, let's see what they are saying. And good morning, my great presenters and the entire Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makudi. I am Batia of the Cephas, out from BSU. Charity is a good thing, and I cherish people who give out to the needy so much. I also feel like giving, but I don't have the resources. But I used to pray to God to give me so that I can be able to help and serve humanity. Thank you for this wonderful program. Comment on this. He doesn't have the resources. Mother Teresa says you don't need to feed 100 people, start with one.
Yes,
Do you think he doesn't have the resources?
The little you have.
He does have. He has not recognized the ones.
The
he has.
little you have, you can share. You can share even your plate of food.
So we can tell this guy to bring his flip-flops, slippers, or something here, and we go and give to the IDP camp one of it.
He's a student at the university, right?
I don't know. He simply just said BSU.
BSU.
Even if he is, he has something to give.
Does he not have old handouts? Has he not changed his clothes from last semester till now?
Yeah, he must have.
Yeah, so that's enough to give. You shouldn't
Right.
be ashamed of the fact that they look raggedy to him. To
And
someone
Lex
else
is-
it might be.
Yeah, Alexis Lumuado says, my radio station. Thank you. Bring something, let's go and give the poor. Daniel Tena Degas says, my uncle's wife was so generous to the point that if you visited her or she met you even on the way and she had nothing to offer, she would cut some leaves in the bush and say, take, I don't have anything today. Her home was a pilgrim center for some of us. Surprisingly, she never ran out of things to dash out. So that's the point.
Wow.
So somebody who is even cutting grass and giving you.
Just to let you know that she didn't have what she
Yeah.
thought you deserved at that point, but just to give you an indication that, okay, this is a souvenir from my house.
So she's not going to run out of anything. So, but sometimes it's difficult to deal with your family, because if you have just a small thing like the widow in the Bible that gave the widow's mite that we keep talking about,
Yeah.
she said this was the only thing she had to eat with the son so that they would die, right? Was it Elijah? You guys don't know your Bible.
I think
Was it Elijah who said, just go and... Was it Elijah? Okay, whatever.
remember
It was
that
a prophet. That go and make something out of this and give me.
bring it.
And she was like, come on, this is the last I have to eat with my son so that I will die. But she still went ahead to mix it and do moi moi. Or was it akpukpa? And she came to give, and she never ran out of oil, and her flour, her akpukpa didn't dry again.
As
So,
if the writers stood there to monitor her lifestyle, then okay.
of course, they followed up. That's why they wrote, So, but these are the things. So, it is difficult to say don't publicize, because as kids and other people who are not giving, the day today is for us to encourage. So, what should we be telling them? People who have not given at all, what should we be telling them?
I think
We have a caller here, may help you.
Hello.
Hello, good
Yes.
morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Who's on the line?
Yes, my name is Yaga Tena Titus. I'm calling from the Will Junction.
Okay, please go ahead.
I think acts of giving and charity is good, and particularly when it comes from the heart. Because even the Bible says it is more blessing to give than to receive. And in our little way, I think we can contribute, and we can give out the things we have. Even if we are not using them at the moment, we can give them. Or those who are a little bit worthy can organize, let's say, for instance, matches or
something like that, and charity, and organize charity matches, and then the proceeds that will be generated from there could be channeled into the giving of to the less privileged. For instance, people in the IDP camps, or you go to Mama Bayo and then pick a child from there and then begin to train the child. And in any way that you can contribute, I think it would be great if you can do that. And this program also will encourage many people to as well give, even those of them who are very stingy, so to say, they can also give. So in our little way we can contribute, and it's good.
Yeah, I like your ending there, because when you were talking of the well-to-do organizing matches and all of that, it was sounding too big. Because at every stage, we believe that somebody should be able to do something. And that is why we're bringing Mother Teresa's quotes. She is saying that if you cannot feed 100 people, feed just one.
Just one. Start
so, yeah, you have taken hunger. You have alleviated hunger from that person.
Then imagine the crowd of people we have and decide to pick a child each.
Yeah, exactly.
It will go a long way.
Exactly. If I pick one, you pick one,
yes.
picks one, that's 3.
Yeah.
And the other people listening to us now, just imagine the number of people listening now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, King James.
Good morning.
Thank you.
It's Jennifer.
Yeah, Menshima is hearing you.
Okay, come and let him say it. Okay, greet Jennifer now.
All right, thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
recording from Lagos.
Okay.
Right, Samuel from Lagos. How are you doing? How is Lagos today?
Lagos is very cool this morning.
Right, go on with your contribution.
Thank you. We're talking about charity.
Not a girl, not that girl, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Giving is actually very, very good. When I was small, I found out that my mommy, she was a cheerful giver. She gave a lot. Sometimes, and we even have problem with her because of that. Because sometimes she gives something that in the evening you will later to find it to use.
Yeah.
But when I grow up, my first step going out of the house to live without them, I find myself in people who give a lot. So that encouraged me to give more. And as it is, if I go out today with 1,000 naira, I don't come back with it. And I don't just give money. I give many things. I give my time. I give my clothes, anything that I have. The reason why for this is because I find out that in many problems that I have, sometimes I don't even have money, but I have problems that require money. But I don't know how those problems are used to be solved. So even those as I don't have, I used to be. Those problems used to be solved by people who have, or in one way or the other. So when I want to give, I don't just give money because I don't have the money, but I give what people need. I don't just give. When you see somebody on the street and that person is hungry, and you decided to give him his clothes, maybe the way he collected it alone will annoy you, will even discourage you to not give next time. But when you brought money or food to give that person, then they will find out that you are really give because you give what that person needs at that moment. Yeah. So I have some of my friends, sometimes when they involve themselves in something or they are having something and they needed something, sometimes it's easy to get money, they will accept it. But when I look and I find you need things that you need to have to get that thing done. So in one or two are providing one. And sometimes instead of giving you 20,000, you end up using 10,000 to provide that thing for you. And that person feel like I give him $1 million. So if you want to give, you actually give what people need. And giving alone is very encouraging because when you give, you receive more. But don't give and be expecting because at the end of the day, you will find out that people disappoint you. People who say if you give, you receive disappoint you. Because when you give and you expect, at the end of the day, you won't end up getting it. So giving is actually good. That is all I have to say. Thank you.
You have said a lot. Thank you. So Samuel has said a lot. There's a whole lot of sense. In what he has said. Beginning from home when the mother was giving, and children, naturally you would feel like, come on, she's giving out everything. What are we going to eat? But there's always something somehow. Now, few of the points that he has made, if somebody is asking you for food and you are offering them a trouser, so they will take it, even though they are partly naked, they are half naked with rags, but their immediate problem is food at that point. So from what he's saying, their immediate, that was when they say the needy, do you know the need of that person at that time? That's what he's saying. So they are hungry, you are giving them a shirt, they will receive it reluctantly, even though they need it. So that's what he's saying. And then he said another thing, that sometimes money doesn't solve the problem. That's why he's saying that somebody needs, if you give them 10,000 naira, it's possible that they will not value it. But if you use 2,000 or 3 inside that 10,000 to give them what they need at that point, they will just value it. So and it applies, it works, it's true. Yeah,
it has to do with identifying the need of the needy. To know what the person is actually needing. Like when he pointed out rightly, you took it off my mind what I wanted to say. Because if I am homeless, maybe my roof is blown off, or my compound is shattered and all that, my things are packed out of my compound and trying to rework it out, and then I have no place to sleep. I'm sleeping outside practically. I'm trying to rebuild, and then you giving me just, let's say,
money,
food, more money. What I need at that point is probably support to rebuild
your house,
for the house. Then you're giving me some crates of eggs.
Sometimes it may not make sense to you. Now, if it is going to take you like maybe 50,000 naira to fix whatever the issue is, and the person who gives you 10,000 naira at that point, if you know that if 5 people give you, it will be your value. But the person who has made effort, maybe his last money is 15k, and then he gives you 10, but you may not value it as much as if he invited you to come and spend that night with him. So sometimes we value exactly. So because if you take the 10,000 at that time, you will still sleep outside. So that's what Samuel is saying, and there's a whole lot of sense. It's Extra Speed, it's International Day of Charity. If you like, call it Mother Teresa Day. And we are here to take your calls. 08084275464. That's 08084275464. And back to Facebook here. Thomas James T. Money. Wow, this guy's name is Money. He has money. He's watching live from Lagos State, Nigeria. Testing with Frank Motor says, good morning. King James, Jennifer, and Ted Stay was in the studio. For me, giving out what you value bring more blessings. By giving what you didn't value, God himself will not be happy with you. I'm proud to give the little that God has given and blessed me with. Thank you. I'm watching from Ikoyi, Lagos. I'm Daniel Chef from Port Harcourt. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. I represent you. Follow the same. Wow, give my only son. How are you? Just like that. And Wadi Patezmo says, good morning, Jennifer, Ikpila, radio ambassador. Good morning, Ted Terwase, the radio magician. Good morning, King James YiYE, the radio wizard. Welcome to another splendid day. Thank you. Interesting topic. Thank you. Daniel Shagos, I had to say, is more blessed to give than to receive. Give us never lack. And Wadipa says, if you're watching, please share. Thanks. And Bashi John says, hi, presenter. I can't say exactly because I don't have a range to give out. A range? Nobody expects you to give a range. You can start with what? I pass my neighbor. Okay, so one of the laws of harvest is giving. The Bible encourages us to give, and it shall be given to us. It looks like somebody is on the line here for such a long time.
Hello.
Come on. Hello.
Okay, we lost that.
Okay, so
another point, the negative part of giving, which we have to identify most importantly, don't give what you don't have. I find out that many people give what they don't have at this moment, and it happened in the church mostly. Sometimes at the end of the day, out of emotion, you end up standing up and be giving what you don't have, and at the end of the day, they are begging you to please come and fulfill your promise. Please give what you have. I have one of my friends who recently somebody buy many things give it to him from this Lagos to go and give his family's member. He now went and give other people, And at the end of the day, they end up arresting him and started collecting these things from people. And some of them, we were not even able to get it by the time we got to those places. So please, in as much as we like giving, we should also give what we have, not what we don't have. Thank you.
So it's during harvest in the church and luncheon. People stand and promise very unfulfilling things
in public,
and they go after them.
And I don't think that's charity.
It's not charity.
That's not. It's not even. It's not even close to what.
Charity.
All right.
But I understand what he's saying. They just make pronouncements of huge amounts of money. They pledge things they cannot even fulfill.
Yeah. So I was right. This prophet Elijah to the widow Zarephath. That's the one I was talking about. With baptism, we came to the rescue of the two of you who don't even know your Bible. It's extra speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. Today's International Day of Charity and the act of giving, encouraging people to give. They say you shouldn't tell people that when they give they receive, but I think I want to just tell them that when you give you receive. So please start giving today.
Yeah, you receive, but do you stand up to expect?
I don't know whether people should expect.
You shouldn't expect, but know that there's a reward.
Yeah.
And what if I go on my knees and I'm saying, please God, I'm giving, I don't have much, please give me back? Is that bad?
No.
Why not?
Why would you go say such?
Why wouldn't I?
Such prayers? Because if you gave to a needy, someone who's needy from your heart,
then I'm needing from God too. So why can't I ask Him to give me back?
Consider yourself completely naked. I expect that God will reward you beyond that. You don't have to ask for it again. I don't think you should ask for it.
So what should my prayer point be?
The prayer point should be, thank you that
God
I had a way to bless someone, had a way to reach the person.
Guys, let's be sincere.
No, you just pray for more blessings.
Exactly.
And more opportunities to get more.
Exactly.
Not to ask for return.
Not to ask for a return
so
of
if
that,
I get more, it means what has been taken out from me should be refilled. Exactly. So is there something we're saying here? So if people give and they're expecting and they're disappointed, well, that's up to them. But
well, you shouldn't expect.
But what's the motivating factor? As I said, today is International Day of Charity. One of the ways an Asking Radio is encouraging people to give. So how do we encourage people to give? Those stingy people who don't give.
The kind of one of the things is like, okay, reach out to us here through our phone lines, or if you are shy that you can't bring your stuff here for us to reach out, we know the people, we have the control here, we know the population out there, we can give out to them. We can go through Fadamfa is there, Avesa is there. We have people who are functioning in these different places that we can reach out to them. So reach out to us in any way you can. Just don't be shy.
Right.
Reach out to us.
And I have a caller here.
Yeah. Okay, hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Good
Please
morning.
go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Samson Blair Luga, SBL.
Okay.
Morning, Samson.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning. Please go ahead.
Morning, Samson.
Yes, my contribution is that most often than not, those who are actually in need of help are not able to be heard. So if we are going out there for charity works or we intend to do charity, we should look out for people who are actually in need of the support that we intend to give. It shouldn't just be for the cameras. We want to go and give people gifts at charity. I mean, in charity with our cameras and all that. There are people out there in IDP camps. Others are right there in this town, in remote corners of this town. For instance, in this Makodi. They are unable to be heard. You cannot know that they exist. It is our duty for those who are moved to offer charity. Find out those who are actually in need of this charity. That's just my contribution. I don't know if I've made sense at all.
Yeah,
You have.
And if you identify some around your community, let us know. Keep in touch with us, and then send us some stuff so that we can reach out to them as well.
And then the true
Thank
act.
you, SVA. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he has made sense. Yeah.
Yes. So the true act of charity, you should give and not mind what you get in return.
Yeah, that's true. But again, from what he is saying, SVL is saying, if you can identify, that's what we have said. You can come here, you can go
Hello.
to Fadam's.
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Yes, Engineer Sunday from back online.
Okay.
Yes, I made a contribution earlier on, and it's like my contribution was not being fully understood. What I'm saying is that the Bible says it now, give out don't lack, you give. It's the Lord that rewards. But I'm saying normally the people who just give are people that don't even be the position to reward us back. Like sometimes in those days, when the governors of the state will be touring, visiting some local government areas, the poor people will be donating money, giving him cow, so that maybe they will seek favor. That cannot be charity. So you don't just give somebody with an intent that maybe I'm doing this because I want to do this. You want to give something to somebody, say, God, this is my last kobo. Because you say give out don't like. I want to give now, so when I give, please give me. I say it's insulting. Imagine. So just do it. Do it. The Lord that says give out don't like knows what to do. We should just make it parallel in my mind that I'll be giving to people, and they have happened to me before. I didn't have anything like that. I have a member of my church, and I and my wife decided to go and give his stuff. Okay, fine. So,
thank you.
Have a nice day.
And you too. Okay, so it's time to just say bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
King Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can.
She he gon' ka ho atank yin pepe. Number 1 na we asking radio TV. Ma kamo wa when o to